The two-party system has dominated the political structure in America from the time that it was founded. Historically, there have been few instances in which third-party candidates won an election, and in addition, a third-party candidate has never won a presidential election. However, this two-party system poses a direct threat to our democracy by limiting the fairness and equality and representation in the U.S. government. As a democracy, we promote the fairness of elections and such, yet we do not have any other party besides the Democrats and Republicans. Freedom of expression is being limited as third-party candidates are not given a voice in our democracy. A two-party system eliminates any possibility of a third-party emergence and creates a more divided government, resulting in gridlock.
The campaign finance laws, FICA and BCRA, are making it impossible for third-party candidates to emerge. FICA alone undermines a third party's willingness to run in a presidential election since victory no longer seems plausible, let alone realistic. FICA states that during presidential primaries, if a candidate is able to raise $5,000 from individual contributions of $250 or less in 20 states, $100,000 total, matching funds will be available from the federal government. Seems fair enough, right? However, in presidential elections, a major party candidate is automatically given a subsidy of up to $200 million, while minor party candidates are required to receive between 5% and 25% of the vote before being given a partial reimbursement. This hasn't been done since 1996, clearly giving America's two major parties a huge advantage. Without adequate funding, third parties are reduced to fewer resources, poorer press coverage, less qualified candidates, and ultimately do not have the legitimacy of the major parties. Only 10 of the 148 minor party candidates that have emerged in more than one state since 1840 would have qualified for retroactive public financing.
Major parties don't even need the federal funding and subsidies. Alone, they are already huge donation engines. In the 2012 elections, Romney raised a whopping $1.13 billion and Obama a respective $1.08 billion. But a third-party candidate, such as Johnson, was only able to raise a mere $2.3 million in comparison. Stein only raised $0.76 million and Good $0.16 million.
So, Mr. Payson, what are your thoughts on the two-party system, and why do you feel as though it's a threat to our democracy?
I don't know about a threat. I just think that the two-party system seems to dominate all the votes. For example, I voted third party several times for president, and when people ask me why, it's often, you're stealing votes from the other parties, which I don't think that's what a democracy is. I vote for who I want, and if they have no shot of winning, it's somewhat disheartening. So if that's a threat, I guess so.
So how do you think the two-party system threatens our democracy?
Well, despite the two-party system's attempts to incorporate third-party ideas into their platform, they don't accurately embody the third party's ideals, and thus it discourages a stratification of ideology.
The question now is, how is a third party supposed to compete if the rules aren't fair? We must put an end to the two-party system in America and give third parties the recognition they deserve. The only way to do this is by changing the campaign finance laws, FICA and BCRA, to make it easier for the third parties to receive grants and subsidies from the federal government when running for office. Third-party candidates should not be forced to get 5% of the vote before receiving federal funding. These standards are impossible to obtain and completely eliminates any possibility of a third-party emergence.
Contact your senator and demand a change.
Without adding I'm sorry.
Okay, we can cut this part. Keep laughing. Just start that sentence again.
Oh, hold on. Sorry.
Okay. Not yet. Wait till the truck to go.